Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 119, Casual Conversations 48. What do we got today? God damn, I wish I was fucking dead. That's what we have today. I'm being fucking tortured. I'm your host, Brad Bose. I'm being profoundly and extensively tortured. There is nothing I can do, there is nowhere I can go, there's no one I can call. I will be tortured until the day that I fucking die. Because there are no laws, there are no morals, there are no values, there's no friendship, there's no career, there's no ability to find a mate, there's no ability to have private property, there's no ability to leave, there's no ability to be able to stand on your, go on a walk around your house without getting fucking harassed, there's no ability to stand on your fucking porch and listen to music and talk to yourself without getting fucking harassed. So again, to every single American and at this point every single human being, fuck you, fuck your lives, and fuck your fucking families. You're all thieves. Absolutely every single motherfucking one of you are stealing from me. But we'll talk about more privileged people today. We got current events and talking points. We got Patrick Bet-David, who's again a 50-year-old, 40-year-old dude who can't understand why he has to stop being selfish. He has no values. He has no idea how to raise his children. He has no idea how to make money. Except again, interviewing murderers because his audience is jerking off to murderers because people fantasize about murder. That's all they just do. I don't know. We got some Impulsive. We got some Rick Beato. We have some Michael Franzese. We have some John Elite, probably, I don't know. Talk about a little bit briefly on Singapore's penalties for sex crimes. Since they kill drug traffickers, clearly they'll be, again, we talked about the consolidation of behavior and law. So clearly Singapore's penalties for sex crimes will be very aggressive as well. They're not. That's kind of cool, right? Have someone demand a substance that should be legalized because biological law and statute law just says you can't do so because a bunch of people are fucking retarded. But if you sodomize a child, probably the maximum you can get is probably about 20 years. So we'll be reviewing Singapore and some caning. They might beat you with a cane. So we'll review some of that. We'll talk about Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage. Then a couple brief notes on free speech and maybe a story. This episode should probably go long enough. So the first, and the talking points from the podcast are all over the place in current events. So the first one I watched, Impulsive, number 324 with Gary V. The first question they asked of Mike Malak, I don't know how you say your last name, and Logan Paul. The first thing they say is, why does anyone watch Impulsive? So I can't say for other people, but why do I watch Impulsive? Well, one, I watch a ton of podcasts, and again, I'm a scapegoat. I don't have a day-to-day life. I don't get to go on a plane and go to Coachella and meet cute girls, and then go on a walk, and go work on my business, and go buy a Pokemon card for $5.7 million, or 5.2. I don't get to do those things, but I'm still a biological organism, so I have to do something with my day. I'm the most prodigious linguist that's ever existed, and natural conversation literally becomes instant logical mathematical theorems. So I'd love to spend time with my family, or have a career, or have friends, or do anything as normal human beings do, but I'm a scapegoat. I don't get to do those things. So I have to fill my day with something. I already exercise, I eat well, I'm so good at again, running a household, nothing takes me a long time. I'm completely done with my day by 1 or 2 o'clock every single fucking day. And so I have to do something, because I will never fit into the human species. And again, I gotta watch the science podcast, those people, it's pure theft. Again, dudes broing out with interesting guests, you still get into interesting conversation. Even if it's one line, one sentence, one word out of place, I still get logical theorems out of them. So it's a lot more enjoyable than that than listening to Brian Keating and Sean Carroll repeat the same shit for 1,000 years. I think Eric Weinstein uploaded his first YouTube video in like 3 years, and it's just some weird animation about the twin nuclei problem. And it's just like, again, science is completely stagnated until world government stops facilitating death, as everybody steals my research literally as it happens. So that's pretty much why I watch Impulsive. It's because I'm a YouTuber. I try to fucking make content that people watch. And again, at this point, this is maybe my 452nd YouTube. I've got 43 subscribers, and I think my brother, I texted with my brother yesterday, he liked one of my videos, and so I had 1.5% subscriber engagement from that. Besides that, literally no one subscribed to me watches anything I do. And so, I'm still a YouTuber, still trying to put myself out there. Again, people get used to anything. They tortured me for 2 years. My family did it, all of my friends did it, all of my community, my coaches, my guidance counselors, my teachers, the business people around here did it, all the business partners I have now have done it. I've been insulted by every single one of my first cousins and aunts and uncles, effectively all of them, not exactly all of them, going on 95%. And so I'm just going to be tortured until I'm fucking dead, so I have to do something with my day. That is why I watch Impulsive or any of these other podcasts. You know, again, when I'm standing outside, I'm a first principle scientist. I learn from the environment for real. And as a linguist, I learn most readily from human conversation. But I'm not allowed to participate in that, so I have to do something. Because again, wait it out. Like my old roommate Patrick, I told you that story. He said, you know, just be patient. I've been patient. Sean Carroll, be patient with new ideas. It's not an idea, it's a proof. How the fuck do I get around adults? They don't exist. Well, then I gotta survive, I guess. So, should you empathize with haters? When do haters switch up? They talk about jealousy to respect. I have try me bro in reverse. Basically, they're talking about Gary Vee, or I guess Gary Vee had an interesting history with Logan Paul. I guess he knew him, you know, only 11,000 followers on social media. Only. Holy fuck, I have 43. But, you know, I guess Gary Vee knew Logan Paul pretty early on. And we try to keep a modest time frame so I don't have to do too many edits. Let's say I've been going for 5 minutes, so we'll start over at 1:30. Should be a lot today. But basically just people, you know, coming at them. Like, somebody will say, try me, bro, come at me, bro, and you come at them, and then they're like, oh, please don't, please stop, please don't do this. They're the antagonizer. They're the beta male. Again, that's how beta males do. Again, I'm not an alpha male, I'm a scapegoat. This society does not have an alpha male. It's a bunch of insecure children jumping around from left to right, and then when something offends them, the collective insecurity of the group is going to say, snuff out that thing, whatever caused us to feel insecure for 5 seconds. And so when it's those people, they feel like they have to do the great thing for the group, which is antagonize people that make them think for 5 seconds. And so then when you theoretically beat them up, they're like, whoa, stop making me feel offensive. I was just trying to do the right thing by supporting the group. That's children. And so that's why haters switch up, is because they're insecure, they're upset, they're jealous, they're going to lash that onto you, and then if you respond as a normal human being, they're going to say, well, I was just trying you, bro. And if you respond with anger, antagonism, or more disrespect, they'll say, see, told you, you're just trying to stir shit up. Religion is a personal limit of knowledge. Yes, George Janko, the other dude on there, is a Christian. But again, when you literally say, you know, he's talking about, you know, trying to learn more about his God. It's an ontology. Learn more about yourself, contribute to your community, commit acts of kindness. That is practically what any religion is, any of them. Individuals and a group of people with more behavior than the vast majority of everybody. That is what, and then all the stupid people say, well, how did he behave? What would Jesus do? Learn more about my God. Learn about yourselves, contribute to your community, and be a decent fucking person. That's what they all said. It's the same thing over and over again, but people actually have to do so. But when they say, again, he says, like, you know, I submit to my God. You're denying logical ontology because you don't know so, and then it's just like, again, it's like saying you want to build a house, so you're going to go bang your head against the wall. It's like, that's the wrong cause and effect. You're doing the wrong thing. And so, again, religion's the opium of the people. No, it's a vector of insecurity. It's a vehicle of insecurity. It's something to say, an ontology, a way to understand the world, of broken history that's being lied about. Well, now I'm going to go be a better person. Again, you don't need other people to be a better person. You need to learn about your fucking self. And again, this was the dude that got all goofy when the Island Boys walked off. Like, I don't want threats. I don't want this. Go grow the fuck up. But next, they talk about sentiment, success, and selfishness. Not exactly sure what the context, but again, the sentiment of the group is immature people. If you start getting some success, you feel overly validated. Again, right? Mike Majlock and Logan Rawson, we're all going through a lot of personal growth. It's because the society as a whole is now aware that they literally tortured another human being because they couldn't grow up. Nobody feels personal responsibility, but everyone's aware that's happening. And so, because I teach you stuff, you don't see that as a problem. It's a learning and growth experiment for you. And to me, it is literally just children who are 60 or 30 to 60, and they have some sort of authority over my life, and they literally don't. So it's never learning experience for me, always torturous for you. Again, if it's not an open conversation. If we had a real conversation, and not me just hearing one-liners that you steal from me on CNBC, or outside, or over here, or over there, then I would learn stuff too. But when you do this, it is just fucking flat torture for me. But again, there are no rules, laws are optional, nobody gives a fuck about anything, and I'm gonna be tortured until I'm dead. And so, again, seeing Gary Vee always struck me as a pretty weirdo, honestly a pretty weirdo. He's the guy, buying NFTs, calling all the billionaires. That's just privilege. That's not success. That's just pure fucking privilege. The only thing that matters in life, it's not hard work, it's not skill sets, it's not treating people right, it's getting fucking popular. Whether that's dunking on people on Twitter or posting outlandish things, then you'll get followers in 5 seconds. Post rigorous thought, logical proof, research, empirical evidence, then they'll just scapegoat you and go back to being children. It's an impossible fucking solution. It doesn't fucking exist. And good, let the world burn, fuck everybody, fuck your kids, fuck your families. Garage sales and morality. Basically, I think they didn't say anything specific, but Gary Vee must have likes to go garage selling. I love garage selling as well. Again, haven't gone because, again, I can't do anything. I just wake up, I fucking work, not because I'm a workhorse, not because I like to do this shit, because I am being fucking tortured, and I have no way to do anything. I would contact the law enforcement if the laws counted. But when I contact the law enforcement, they laugh at me, disrespect me again, hang up on me, and then send 3 agents to come walk by me. That is what they literally fucking do. And so I don't see anything morally wrong with buying something for $1 at a garage sale if it's worth $1 million and reselling it. If people, right, it's consent. Somebody says it's this antique, whatever this is in my house, it's not my time to look it up, to do this, to do that. It's just, this is what it's worth to me, $1.50 in this bin, so I can move with an extra $1,000. They signed up for that, I would buy it, resell it, no problem. I don't see anything morally wrong with, again, something like that. Now, false depreciation or lying, I would see as a problem. But if someone says, here's what I'm willing to accept for this, right? If a billionaire gives away $1 million, they're saying, I'll just give you $1 million. You don't have to give me anything. So it's a choice of consent from the owner. So I see nothing morally wrong with that. Big fan of garage sales as well if I'm ever allowed to participate. Speciality in responding to love or hate comments, good or bad. Again, speciality, the natural tendency to differentiate for sexual antagonism, responding to love or hate. The only reason I respond to hate is because that's the only shit I get. If you say something nice about me, I don't really fucking care. As a scapegoat, again, in any abusive relationship, right? We talked about Stockholm syndrome and reverse Stockholm syndrome. People kind of have a liking to me that they're torturing me. I fucking hate everybody and can't say on camera what I really want to happen to people. And the only reason I respond to this is because I'm literally actively being tortured. It's like, you get disrespected once, you respond in an extreme way. You're the immature one. You get tortured for 20 years. It's like any bit of disrespect I'm going to respond to aggressively because it's actual torture. I'm an actual animal getting tortured by my species because they don't respect their own laws. They're not good people. They have no values. They have no morals. All they can do is think to come and get to the next paycheck, then spout off dumb shit to keep doing the same. So I would not respond to love or hate in any single way. The more immature you are, the more you're going to like the love and hate the hate. So again, I'm as mature as you possibly could ever fucking be, surrounded by people who could never have to grow up. Literally never. Talk about validation and notoriety. Again, as a scapegoat, I have the most in tune understanding of this ever. I don't have any sort of validation. Not like my mother said to me when she emailed Sean Carroll, which I didn't know she fucking did. We need some resolution to this. Yeah, Mom, I need you to fucking understand science. Yeah, Sean Carroll, I need you to respect your own fucking profession as you gotta get paid by a school stealing from me. Fuck every academic institution. Fuck every law enforcement. You don't know what the fuck's coming. It's lawsuits. It's lawsuits that you can't afford, and I'm not fucking kidding. There's no settlements, there's no leniency, there's no conversation. It's here's the law, and fuck you. And fuck your adult children. Anybody over the age of 18 associated with an academic or a law enforcement agent, you are being financially sued as well. So that 22-year-old that just got out of college looking for a job, fuck your entire life. You're going to be in debt until you're dead. But validation and notoriety, not exactly sure again what exactly they're talking about, but does it feel good to be famous? More so it feels good to be noticed. It feels good to fit into a group of people. And as a scapegoat, I've never fit into any context. Again, I was a 15-year-old not saying I'm going to go solve the Riemann hypothesis, or logically derive a new math subject, or have a YouTube channel, or be a musician, or do any of those things. Just, hey, I'd like the cute girl to text me back. And when that doesn't happen, I do get no validation. When I go to college and I get into no colleges with, again, math subject in my fucking head, provably, I get no validation. when I go into the workforce and get business partners and they disrespect me and they don't file complaints about, again, actual devaluation of property because of fraud and conspiracy and racketeering, that's no validation. Having a conversation with another person in a respectful way, that's validation. I have none of those. Nothing. Zero. Literally absolutely zero. So validation, past that, like I said, I would not respond to love or hate. I don't care. Couldn't care, but I don't care. If you tortured me my whole life, I don't care if you respect me or disagree with me. I don't care about anything. But if you antagonize someone being tortured, they're going to respond with aggression, 100% of the time. Ask any dope boy. Gary V is very competitive and gets mad at sports games. Last one from this podcast. Again, I remember just a clip that pops into my head about Gary V. Again, as someone that's really in tune with human behavior, again, you see people like Gary V, Mark Cuban, that are successful, and then you listen to their advice and it's like, work hard and try. It's like, yeah, I do that. How the fuck do I fit into this world? And so, again, anyone that says, I'm competitive, you're insecure. You are insecure, that is what that fucking is. Okay, let's compete. It is what it is the foundation of every sentence that will ever come out of your mouth and has ever come out of anybody's mouth. Be smarter than me, let's compete. How much is that worth? Pay me first and then you all owe me taxes forever. Let's compete. Let's do some music. Oh, let's compete. Let's go. Oh, that's right, you guys can't. So, competitive people are beta males, again, vying for the great opportunity to push out the intruder from the group, and they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. So last one from that. So just one question, don't really have strong opinions, well, I don't know, we'll see what I come up with. But from the LLI show, I'll just say his name, how he says it, and I haven't studied Albanian much, that's Eastern European, I would say Alite would be my guess. But John LLI show, they have an episode, Should Men Have a Say in Abortion Decisions? It's the only talking point from that one. What do I think? Again, all of the biological risk is to the female. My opinions on, we talked about Roe versus Wade extensively last one. There'll be a couple more statements on that later from a different podcast. But I don't know, depends on who's going to raise the kid. If they're together, I would say they should have a decision. If the female is going to raise it solely herself, I don't think the man should have a decision at all. If the female is going to have it but want child support or some sort of emotional support in any way, I think you should have a decision. I think the vast majority is 90% should be the female. I think that if you have a female that wants to get an abortion, the most men, I would say, wouldn't really care, would be my guess, or just be supportive. Would you have a scenario where the female wants an abortion and the men doesn't? Maybe in some weird religious context, but I don't know. I don't have strong opinions on that. Should men have a say in abortion decisions? I would say some, 10 to 20%, but mostly the female. She's got to do all the leg work. But if they're together, I would say more so of a collective decision. That's the only one from that talking point or podcast. I have identifying a bear market and identifying a bear market and bear market rallies. Handwriting's all over the place. Just trying to get my timing right on these, like with my camera recording. But I don't know. I'll talk about that on a finance video. Speciality and laziness. My apartment trash compactor. Again, I live in an apartment building. I don't know how many units there are, 400. And I think there's one, maybe two trash compactors. But I'll go out there every single day. Well, not every single day. But they have this big like wooden stick thing, it's like a wedge. You just push all your trash into the middle of the compactor. Not every time, but a lot of the times you go in there, and it'll be like pushed trash bags full to the compactor. You have the main compactor area and then the little chute that goes to there. There'll be like 10 trash bags there. And it's never actually full. Like every now and again, I'll just take out the big wooden spool wedge and just push all the trash in there and hit start on the trash compactor. Again, maybe 15 pounds of lifting in 30 seconds tops. So speciality increases laziness, evidenced by my fucking trash compactor. It's not hard to throw away your own shit. But if we're selfish, if we don't feel responsibility for actions, which provably nobody does, well, then we can't even throw our trash out. So a couple of talking points from Michael Franzese's interview with Larry Elder, who I didn't really know that guy at all, but he's like a conservative podcaster. And it's amazing. People actually do podcasts. They actually do this shit. They actually like have people interact with them. They actually have feedback. They can have comments from their videos that give them ideas of talking points. And I just do this shit because I'm being tortured. But Larry Elder sounded again like your dime a dozen Republican with no actual thought to his brain. But the similarities of crime, fatherless households, and scapegoating. And they talk about, Larry Elder's talking about how homes without a father figure in the place have a lot higher, crime rates, drug use, blah blah blah. Why does that happen? Behavior. If there's not a father figure, and again you can say blah 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 blah, they're gonna notice your body language. And so that's in your formative years. That's the most important thing, is seeing how people behave. Someone calls you something disrespectful. Did you calmly respond or did you get aggressive? Did you, when your wife or mother needed more financing, did you go, which again, I don't think selling drugs is bad in any fucking way. It's a market, it's a demand. The criminality comes from underdeveloped lawmakers. But did you go rob somebody or violently assault somebody, or did you go get an extra shift at work? And again, even in street statistics, selling drugs is not because I did so. And again, I sold weed, but not selling drugs, a demanded product versus a violent assault is tremendously different, as recognized by law. And scapegoating. Wait a second, everybody. Larry Elder and Michael Franzese and all you Republicans, and again, I'm not liberal, I'm not conservative, I'm not a capitalist, I'm a do shit that makes sense and nobody knows how to behave guy. And so, when people don't know, have a father, a leader, someone who's more mature than them, telling them and behaving them in a public manner, they don't know how to behave. Wow. Look at this society. We have a war going on, we've had insurrection. In the past 20 years, we've had war. We'll just take all of South America and Central America. War. Insurrection. Pandemic. Everyone bitching at each other. It's almost like this is a fatherless household at the species level. Because I'm a scapegoat. Almost. That would never happen. Again, you take one individual without a father in the household, they're not going to learn the behavior, so they're going to act out more. And then that's going to change magically at the species level. Yep, nope. So, I skipped over one thing. What is the motivation of minimum wage? What should it be? Michael Franzese was a Democrat until 10 years ago. He's always very important things. No disrespect, I don't give a fuck you, Michael Franzese. But if you learn to think 10 years ago and you're 70, I couldn't begin to respect you as someone who's thinking, as a thinker, as someone who contributes. Love to listen to the stories. You certainly have discipline from your mob life. But if you learn to think about intellectual matters at the age of 60, again, wow, almost like you're proving my point. People don't grow up until they're like 60. That's pretty good stuff. But it's the same story, because behavior consolidates, and law consolidates to behavior. People don't grow up. So law, we're just in this gray area of terribleness, of just trash. Again, history wasn't better, but we're slowing down the progress in which we could increase quality of life. Minimum wage does damage. Larry Elder, explain. So universal basic income is bad then? Oh yeah, and we'll talk about this about the PBD as well. But, oh yeah, universal basic income is so bad. And that guy that is pushed into a corner and has to go out and rob somebody or shoot somebody or sell drugs to feed their 3 siblings or whatever, and they do so, if they had some income, yeah, that would be so bad. We'd avoid that triple homicide. We'd avoid that. We don't want that. And then after that triple homicide happens, guess what happens? All the people around them that just got murdered, well, now they're going to slide back. They're going to pull up. So again, we really want to avoid that and keep the violent crime going. That is what we want to do, is endanger people's lives because we won't do shit that makes sense. Universal basic income, again, is or not even necessitated, inevitable to me because of the inefficiency of the marketplace. Forget politics. Corporations make a lot of fucking money. And the more innovation you have, the more money, raise all tides type of deal. And so universal basic income is inevitable because of market dynamics. And saying minimum wage does damage is essentially saying, again, we'll get to Patrick Bet David, but he says, we tried we tried that with stimulus checks. No, it's the psychology of knowing you're not going to be financially unstable tomorrow. Every month I'm going to get $2,500, whatever, $2,000, whatever is required to live. It's that psychological safety, which I personally don't have. All of this freedoms we have, all of these rights we have, I have none of those things now, right fucking now. I don't have the psychological sense of saying, I can do stuff, I can focus on my art, I can focus on my research. I have to put out content to try to make money. Again, I've taken you through all the, again, my parents, they have to insert insecurity into me specifically about financing when there's nothing I can do and there's federal agents right out of my office, outside of my door every single fucking day. All day, every day, whenever I go out there and fucking speak. Or at least, again, people listening somewhere, certainly. And so it's a psychological understanding of you're not going to be financially stressed tomorrow, not 3 fucking stimulus checks. But that's basically it from the Larry Elder. I had one random music talking point from Rick Beato, did an interview with 3 dudes. I forget the title of the video. But I just have the utility of taking a break from practice, developing new music, and recording on the first take. What's the difference and why? Basically, right, I have another guitar piece about done. I'll be dropping that tomorrow. But if I didn't practice my guitar for probably a week and a half. When I picked up my guitar, I felt a lot freer. Again, talking about one of his co-hosts talks about recording on the first take and not doing more than 3. The benefits of practicing continuously versus intermittent fasting from practice. Meaning, I'm practicing regularly, but if I take a week off, that's not like not practicing regularly. But if I do that, then I don't think about the licks I was practicing a week and a half ago. I don't think about it at all. But what happens is you build your dexterity. In the video I did, I said how to practice. You're like, in the same way you work out, you go to the gym, you exercise, there's an optimal timing to that, right? You're gonna have delayed onset of muscle soreness about 48 hours at the peak muscle soreness about 48 hours after. Your hands still have muscles and tendons. And so if you're practicing every single day, you're going to, 1, play the same licks more readily, and then 2, you're not gonna give your hand to solidify that new dexterity. And so taking a break from practice and then recording on the first take, to me has always given me more insight, more creativity, more new riffs, more new playing patterns, more chord progression, stuff like that. On the converse side, practicing all of the time, you just kind of like, I would say for like set pieces, for like improvisation, recording on the first take I think is a lot better. But if you have a set piece of music you're trying to play, actually practicing it, I don't think there would be a good, take a week and a half off is going to help you more type of deal. But I do think for creativity and improvisation, there is certainly utility to taking a break from practice and letting your muscle memory actually solidify the dexterity you've been practicing the past week, 2 weeks, month, whatever. That's the only thing from there. Now we got PBD number 153 with Matt Walton. They talk about rough sex and recourse. They have an MLB pitcher losing $45 million for some sex allegation, didn't look into it at all. Trevor Howard. And they talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. First, what is the motivation for rough sex and kinky sex? Again, extreme super virgin. I'll never even get a date off. I'll never get a match. I'll never get a conversation on Tinder. Won't fucking happen. It doesn't exist. I saw Tinder's active users are going up. Fake news. Fake fucking news. But again, insecurity. Just like weird shit. I can't imagine like having super weird fetishes or kinky rough sex. Again, it's just selfishness. Like sex should be fun between 2 people, not like a statement of dominance by one or submissive by the other. So, again, they talk about a little bit about the 50 Shades of Grey, which I told you I thought was an absolute fucking weird sensation. Kind of how the fuck that shit went viral, I have no idea. Oh, I do. It's children that like violence, and sexual violence is kind of off that shoot. But I've not watched the Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. I heard she had some fecal delivery, I think was the quote that I remember, in the bed. But again, just celebrities, they both seem pretty guilty about treating each other like shit, toxic relationship, insecure people, fame. What a surprise. Lying about age and rape allegations. Just like, again, 18-year-old has sex with a 16-year-old, and the 16-year-old lied about her age or his age. I would not, as a lawman, strict lawman, or a father, I would not, again, if you lie to somebody, you're violating the point of consent. So again, I see a lot of that, like, I don't have case studies, but people getting accused of rape or sexual abuse if someone lied about their age amongst a reasonable age range, I would not see that as a problem. I'd see the lying as a problem. That's manipulation. That's being a whore, male or female. Manipulation of sex for personal attention. That is whoring, yes. So the lying would be the problem. Rape allegations, I would punish those severely, man or woman. Again, it's selfishness. This shit will all go down. And then they talk about contracts versus maturity and speciality. And talking about, is sex going to get to the point where you're going to have written contracts for everything? No, you're just going to have people that are more mature and less specious. They're going to say, hey, yeah, I had sex with that dude last night. It was just casual and fun. Why would I feel insecure about that? I don't. I'm going to go eat a cheeseburger and go about my day. Oh, I did some role playing with my sexual partner, and, did he violate it? Well, he didn't violate it because he knows I'm another person, and if you're going to do something new in sex, you should probably have consent. And if you say yes, why do we need a 3-page NDA? So, again, maturity needs to increase. Punishment in raising children. Patrick Bett talks about his 10-year-old hitting his 5-year-old. I think it was a 5-year-old brother, not a daughter. But Patrick's like, let you choose your punishment. The kid seems to know that he has done something wrong. He's like, I won't do 3 months without my iPad. And Patrick Bet David's like, that's too much. He decides not to punish him at all as like to show forgiveness. Again, I would ask the 5-year-old brother what he wants. I wouldn't ban my two brothers hitting each other, even if he said they hit him pretty well, but like sibling fighting without true intention to harm, bodily harm. Again, 10-year-old and 5-year-old. I would still ask the 5-year-old brother. I would have them interact with each other. And again, I don't think Patrick Bet David did this wrong thing about this. I would still have some punishment. Again, maybe a week without the iPad or a day or something. I don't know. But I wouldn't do nothing. Again, specific to a 10-year-old hitting a 5-year-old brother in a substantial way, but not you hurt him in a real intentful way. I just have them ask them about their behavior. Why do they do that? Why do they think they're entitled to physically assault somebody else? And then some small punishment based on what the 5-year-old brother thinks. But I thought I did all right with that, just the conversation, but it just stuck out to me to write it down and talk about it. Talk about Buffett's comments about nuclear war, Munger about Bitcoin. Again, Charlie Munger's still blabbing at the sky about Bitcoin. I'll talk about cryptocurrency projections on another finance video at current marketplaces. But nuclear war, again, another old dude. Oh, what do we do? Oh, I'll kill everybody. Again, we'll talk about Putin later. But that's when you don't develop and you're worth billions of dollars and you think you got life figured out, they're just gonna hunker down. And they both look like fucking turtles, man. Just like fat old fucks, just like sitting there like, what's up? Hey. But Russia may soon declare war against Ukraine. LOL. Yeah, the war might start soon. Yeah. Again, delusion at the state level. And, I saw on Reddit someone being a Russian soldier celebrating with his mother about killing and torturing and maiming Ukrainians with his mother. It's like, it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. What Ukraine did not fucking publishing a science paper is disgusting. What every federal government has done so is fucking disgusting. Every academic university involved in those decisions is fucking disgusting and culpable. What Putin has done is fucking disgusting. What the Russian army has done is fucking disgusting. And so, again, let the world burn, who gives a flying fuck, and we're not going to lie about history. I walk outside and get killed today, we are not lying about history. That's not happening. So, do whatever you want, you fucking freak shows. But UBI doesn't work, we just tested it. Patrick Bet David already talked about that. We haven't actually tested it, and it will work. And it's inevitable because of market dynamics. You're more likely to get struck by lightning twice than being a paid actor. Terrible statistic. This is with Matt Walton. I didn't recognize him from anything, but that's a terrible statistic, right? How many people get struck by lightning? How many people in the population? That is how you get that number. How many people actively try to be an actor in a real meaningful sense? Not one skit on YouTube, but like really showing up to auditions regularly, working on their craft, stuff like that. So it's not total paid actors in the world versus people that exist. It's people who are trying versus people who get roles. So, terrible statistic. Couple other talking points before we finish up. Oh, well, we still got a little more. But the CPI versus college tuition inflation, CPI, again, I don't know over how much time frame, was 228%, and the college tuition was 1,182%. And so again, they are stealing my research, they are lying about it, they're committing fraud, they're charging people for it, and they're facilitating wars. Academic institutions, law enforcement's here, you are right here in terms of liability. You are going to get fucked, your donors, your endowments are fucked, your teachers and professors and department chairs are fucked. Bring it. Scorch the fucking earth, let's fire everybody. Let's throw everybody in fucking prison. Long prisons. Private prisons, we're gonna need to fucking fill up 10,000 more. And again, one of the biggest rackets. Again, you take private property without just compensation for public use, and then you charge a ton for it, and then they just feel special. It is speciality. They worked hard. They got their PhD. It's Neil Ferguson from Stanford. It's Peter Thiel from the Hoover Institute. Well, I guess that is Stanford. It's Sean Carroll from Caltech, who doesn't need to meet with anybody else, and they're all talking about his great work in the coffee shops. It's Ed Witten. It's Terry Teow. It's that other fucking dude from Germany. It's Ken Ono, who doesn't know anything when I send him the solution to the Riemann hypothesis about number theory, as he teaches number theory, and then his doctoral students look me up on LinkedIn. It's those people. It's fucking those animals. But yep, they need a pay raise. They need another Brooks Brothers shirt. Let me make sure I'm still rolling. So, and then I called the FBI and they laugh at me like, how would a paper help the world? Yeah, don't you guys remember Albert Einstein? And he didn't unify the natural sciences. He didn't prove the foundation, the form of all solutions. It is what it is. I did. And so, Albert Einstein didn't get famous. He didn't become a celebrity in like 1 year for publishing 4 whole papers. 4 papers. Wow. I will produce more logical derivation by noon than 4 PhDs contain. Wow, 4 whole papers in a year. Wow, what an impressive guy. And again, FBI, every single person on this fucking planet is learning from a teacher that is distributing my information. Privately, publicly, without just compensation. All of them. And so the FBI, the law enforcement, specifically, all of them, but fucking United States of America, your law enforcement's so fucked. It's just so disgusting. It's just so fucking disgusting. And any of your adult children over the age of 18, and frankly, if it was up to me, anybody over the age of 12 stealing from me, that is not doing anything. Like and share a video, smash the subscribe button, drop a comment, share it. No, we're just going to facilitate war. Again, like shout out to my old teacher, Mr. Ulrich, who teaches European history. Yeah, now you contributed to it, man. Now you get to teach about the Ukraine invasion by Russia as you guys directly denied the United States Constitution. That is going into a textbook. If you lie about it, I'm suing you. Oh, you lie about Sandy Hook, Alex Jones goes bankrupt and he gets sued for millions, $50 million bucks or whatever. Well, that might be the Amber Heard one. But a substantial amount of money. Oh, for lying. And my life is still destroyed and you guys lie every day and you steal my research every day. All of it. Every day. Better have every penny. Every penny. I'm going to settle with world governments for the price of a renaissance. The renaissance. And then some company over here is going to try to pay me. Good luck. Good luck. Judges saying to the Roe versus Wade stuff, 3 judges said they wouldn't vote against Roe versus Wade and then switch up. I see again, if you are a judge, your word is your fucking life. And so again, you're wearing your suit, you get appointed by one random dude that won the presidential election race, and they get confirmed by the 4 cunts, or the 100 cunts in the Senate, and it's just like 4 people, it's like a collective of like 100 people with, again, all they do is spout off political talking points. They've never thought in their life, they've never proven anything, they don't understand the research that already exists, and now they're just going to react to the sentiment of the group. And so I see the judges switching up is tremendous. Again, I talked about the actual ruling based on common law that's proven, not speculation, not conjecture, literally on your fucking desk. And again, I said the leak is severe, but 3 judges saying they wouldn't vote, and then they do, that is tremendously unethical behavior from an actual judge to cunts, losers, worthless fucking Americans with no fucking values. How secretive should Supreme Court's draft be trials? I don't know. I don't see. I think, again, when it comes to privacy versus transparency, I'm all about transparency. I've already put my entire life on the fucking internet. I don't know what people have to hide in any context, in any case, at any time. So, just in general, in the absolute striking generality, transparency or privacy, transparency is going to increase as maturity increases. And so I think trials should all be public, and they kind of are, I think. Like, why don't we see the Harry Weinstein, is he related to Eric Weinstein? He might be. You never know. That makes sense. But the rapey Weinstein, the Henry Weinstein, or whatever the fuck the guy's name was, or the Epstein, I guess he suicided himself. But there, I don't really think. I think there might be some like cases in like military law where trials are not public. Again, maybe for classified information, but for civil litigation or criminal litigation for the general public, I think everything should be public and transparent. Supreme Court drafts. I used to remember thinking, like, again, if I ever wanted to participate, like run for president, I would just put everything online. But then I already did that, so I don't see why everybody else wouldn't do that. So I think everything should be pretty public. Meaning I don't think you should have a scenario in which a Supreme Court decision should be unanticipated. Because are we all connected? Yes. Are the Supreme Court justices, again, without provable merit, some genuinely different intellectuals? No. Their careers, they just are. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when you're all children, it ends up being a bad thing. So I don't think they should be secretive at all. And finally, PBD is still so stupid and selfish, he thinks vaccination is his body, his choice. For the millionth time, no. A female having a child, that is her body, that is her choice. You interacting with other people by coughing, by sneezing, by shaking hands, that is not other people's choice. So, vaccinations still limit transmission, yes. Masks still limit transmission, yes. They are still safe and effective, yes. But it's not your body and your choice. When you spew particulate on other people, it isn't. Couple random talking points. Singapore's penalties for sex. I had it pulled up on my computer, but I'm not. It's literally like rape. The maximum penalty for rape at like stage 3. They have like 3 different stages. Stage 3 is like 20 years and like 12 whips with the cane, which I thought was interesting. When I first read it, I was reading stuff, 10 years but no canning. It's like you get thrown in the can like you're in jail, but no canning. So you got like, a delayed sentence or, a suspended sentence, but no, it's caning, like whipping them with a cane. So get another very developed civilization. And again, I'm not against brutality in law, depending on the crime. Which is rape, I would certainly be for caning as well. But it's literally like maximum for 20 years. But then they're going to go hang drug dealers. Just insanity. True fucking insanity. But the other stages they had was like one stage. I don't have it pulled up. Who cares? Fuck Singapore. I'll never go there. Dave Chappelle attacked on stage by an audience member. And then I have ... misdemeanor LOL ? I've seen it labeled as assault with a deadly weapon. And then I also saw on the news, I think it was CNBC yesterday, saying it was a misdemeanor. So as I'm sure everyone's seen, guy runs up, 23-year-old rapper runs up on stage. He's got, by the way, again, another breathtakingly stupid fucking criminal. He's got a knife that it looks like a gun. Talk about the dumbest weapon you could ever fucking produce. You're gonna get all the backlash of a real gun, they're gonna shoot you, and you're gonna sit there with your little blade like, haha, poke you're it, tag you're it. So, a knife disguised as a gun has to be the worst fucking choice of weapon in the human history ever. Let me say that for sure. But seeing that labeled as a misdemeanor, I definitely saw it as assault with a deadly weapon, but that's a misdemeanor? Somebody runs up to you and starts to stab you with a fucking knife, like actually kill you, and it's a misdemeanor. You can go to Singapore, you can get executed for drugs. Go to a lot of places in the United States, you're going to go to jail for longer times for having drugs. If, God forbid, you sold drugs in the 80s or 90s or 70s or 60s, you're probably still in jail for possession of 5 grams of weed. And so, yep, assault with a deadly weapon. Again, law will consolidate to behavior, but if people don't know how to behave, the law will not consolidate. Proof. Anything else on that? Will this keep happening? Again, as long as people are immature, of course violence will stay up in all contexts, all tastes, everywhere. Fucking everywhere. It's certainly exacerbated by social media, or just awareness facilitated by social media. So, last point, completely random. What is spicy? What is hot? What are Scoville units? I like watching a lot of food challenges. Shout out to Beard Meets Food. I don't even know your fucking name. Shout out to Joel Hansen. Shout out to the friggin' Atlas. Randy Santel. Atlas. Friggin' love the Atlas. Shout out to Katina Eats Kilos. I watch those 4 regularly. Maybe a Matt Stoney video every now and again. But I like watching food challenge videos. For the record, it's a cardinal sin of content creation for food challenges if you don't tell me the time limit when the video starts. So you guys do it most of the time very well, but maybe like 1 out of 10 videos, you'll forget to say the time limit until like halfway through. I'm watching food challenges, I know how much time you guys get. But what is spicy and what is hot? My empirical question. You eat a jalapeno pepper, and you go, oh wow, that's spicy, that's hot. What viscerality are you describing? What experience are you describing to say spicy and hot? Icy, spicy, hot. Sugar and spice and everything nice, says the Powder Puff Girls. So this is an empirical, open physical question. When you eat a pepper, call it spicy and hot. What is the relationship of hot and spicy? And what is the visceral interaction that's going on in your body? Something that strikes me as empirically open. Finally, last thing. Free speech to me is speaking freely to anyone, which has never happened. Seeing all of this not the Roe versus Wade, but Elon Musk buying Twitter, is it free speech? Again, like I said, I post these videos and it's my only outlet to talk about my fucking life to anybody at any point in time, and I've not had a single meaningful social interaction in 4 to 5 years, a single one. Not a day-to-day life in 10. Probably going close to 11. I mean, 18 after I was out of college, high school, which would have been 10 years ago. So 10 going on 11 for that. And absolutely no potential for fucking change. And I'm buying a house I don't want to. I can't budget my money in any meaningful sense. I can't make more money. I can't get any time for the shit I say every single fucking day. So free speech to me is speaking freely to anyone. Doesn't have to be posted online, doesn't have to be public, just talking to somebody. I don't think people should be able to incite violence in any real way, but I can't speak about being tortured without being harassed again. So, whatever your privileged ass beta male and female society thinks free speech is, which again I'm the only one proving anything on this, enjoy it. Because again, worst part about being a victim is not being able to talk about it, and I can't speak freely to anyone because this entire species won't let me interact with anybody. Publicly, privately, over here, on an estate. Oh, George Bush wants to go on PBD, he needs 100 Secret Service members. Well, I can't walk outside with those cunts fucking harassing me and calling me a threat for existing because they're a threat. And they project their insecurities onto me and it becomes my fucking problem. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of interactions like that, 100% of the time, it can't stop. So, in day 1 of rights, you're going to need a new FBI, new CIA, and new teachers, and new academics, and new endowment funds at every single academic university on this fucking planet. Every single fucking one. Thank you for watching Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 119, Casual Conversations 48. My name is Brad Bowes. I'm being profoundly and extensively tortured. There's nothing I can do, there's nowhere I can go, and there's no one I can call. I'm going to be tortured until the day that I die.